Hello everyone. In this video, I'll try to solve this GCSE exam paper from AQA. So this is foundation level, as you can see, and it was from summer 2017. We are allowed to use an hour and 30 minutes, so I'll try my best to make the video duration under an hour and a half. And this is no calculator. Okay, so let's get started. The first questions, how many minutes are there in 3.5 hours? So you remember, in an hour we have 60 minutes, while in 3 hours we have 3 times 60, which is 180 minutes, and then within half an hour, it's 30 minutes. Half an hour is 30 minutes, that's quite obvious. So we add them together, we have 0 here, 11 here, we write 1, and here 1, so we got 210. That's it. Let's carry on. Question number 2, work out a quarter plus 0.5, which is a half, so it's quarter and a half. Well, all the answer will be in decimal, so we need to make it in decimal. That will be easier, I think. A quarter is equal to 0.25, if you remember that, and then we have 0.5 here, so altogether they make 0.75. So that's it. I wonder if you want me to show you how to add this number and this number. I'll just make a very quick review how to find out the addition. So 0.25 and 0.5, that means 0 here, and then we add this 2, 5 and 0, it is 5, 2 add 5, it's 7, and then 0 add 0, it's 0.75. That's it. Now the third question, which of these shapes has the most sides? Circle your answer. Hexagon. Hexagon has 6 sides. Octagon, if you remember octopus, it has 8 legs. So octagon has 8 sides. And rhombus is of this shape, so it has 4 sides. And trapezium, it's quite common. So this is trapezium, so it has 4 sides. So this must be the answer, octagon. Let's continue with question number 4. Solve this equation. X minus 3 is equal to 0. Well, it's quite intuitive actually. What number, if you take away by 3 and then nothing left, that means this number should be 3. So it's quite obvious x will be 3. But if you want to do it algebraically, it's also easy. So x minus 3 is equal to 0. You just need to move minus 3 to the right hand side. So leave x alone here. It's 0 plus 3. Don't forget with the plus, because it's minus here, then it changed the sign. So 0 plus 3, it's obviously 3. That's it. Now let's continue with question 5. Work out 58 times 73. 58 times 73. Okay. 8 times 3 first. It's 24, so you add 4 and you keep 2 here, 24. And then 5 times 3, it's 15, and you add what you keep here, it makes 17. And then now we work with a 7. 8 times 7 is 56, 6 here, and we keep 5 here. 5 times 7 is 35, and add 5 to it, so you got 40. And add them, it's 4, it's 7 and 6, it's 13, 3 here, and add 1 here. 1 and 1 is 2, and 0, so it's 2, and then 4 here. We got the answer already. But I want to show you someone likes different style of calculation. I just want to show you there's another way to do this multiplication. So some people do like this, making columns So 58 is 50 and 8. 73 is 70 and 3. And you multiply them one by one. 70 by 50 is 5 times 7 is 35, and you got 2 zeros here, so 3500. And then 8 times 70, 8 times 7, it's 56, and then add 0 from the 70. And then 3 times 50 is 15 from 3 times 5, and then you get 0 from the 50. And then 3 times 8 is 24. Okay, and then they would add everything together from here, 560, 150, and then 24. Add them together, 0, 0, 0, 4, so we have 4, 0, 6, 5, 2, it's 11 and 2, that is 13, get 1 here, 1 and 5 is 6, and add 5, it's 11, and add 1, it's 12, got 2 and 1 here, 1 and 3 is 4, so at the end you will have the same result. It doesn't matter. Now question 6. 500 people are asked if they drink coffee, and 9 of 10 say yes, and 20% of the people who say yes drink at least 3 cups each day. Now we have to complete the frequency 3, which is here in this page. So let's use this information first to find out how many people drink coffee. It says 9/10 of 500 people. That means 9 over 10 times 500, which is, you cancel this 0 and this 0, so we have 9 times 5, which is 45, and you got the 0 here, so 550 people would drink coffee. Let's add our answer here, 450, and then because it's 500, if we take 450, we get 50 here, 50. Then now we take this second information. It says 20% of people who say yes drink at least 3 cups a day. Let's do the calculation here. 20% of those people who say yes, which is 450 people, then we could cancel this percentage with this 0 and this 0, so we got 2 times 45, which is 90. So 90 people will drink at least 3 cups each day. Now, if it's 90, that means 450 take away 90. So we have 360 people who drink. Some of you might wonder, why did I cancel this percentage with 0 here and 0 here? So this is the reason why, but you can always skip this part. So 20% is equal to 20 by 100, and we times it with 450. So as you can see, this 0 and this 0 cancel each other. That means we divide this top with 10 and we divide this bottom with 10, which means 20 over 100 is equal to 2 over 10. And now this 0 and this 0, that means we divide 450 by 10 and we divide this 10 here by 10. Okay, so we have 2 and 45 left. 2 times 45 is 90. That's it. Let's carry on to the next question. Question 6b, it's a still continuation from the previous one. So what fraction of the 500 people drink at least 3 cups of coffee each day? Okay, do you remember the number just now? It was 90. So the fraction will be 90 over 500. And we can simplify this fraction by cancelling the zeros. Means we divide by 10 each of them. And now this will be only 9 by 50. That is the simplest form we can make it from this fraction. So 9 by 50. Now question 7. By rounding each number to the nearest 10, estimate the answer to this calculation? Well, we are allowed to make the rounding number to the nearest 10. That means 61. We can have 60 for that. And 47, we can have 50 for that. And at the bottom, 102. So we can use 100, which is very simple. If you divide by 50, you get 1. If you divide this by 50, you get 2. So it's only 60 by 2, which is 30. 30 here. Let's continue with question 8. Nadia has £5 to buy pencils and rulers. So we have the prices here. For the pencils, 8p each, and for the rulers, 30p each. She says, I will buy 15 pencils. Then, so this is our first information. Then I will buy as many rulers as possible. That means she will use all the change to buy rulers, as many as possible. And then with my change, I will buy more pencils. Okay, that means if she has any change at the end, then she will buy more pencils with it. How many pencils and how many rulers does she buy? Okay, let's use the first information here. She will buy 15 pencils. 15 times each pencil cost 80p. Well, she will pay 120p, or it's equal to 1.2. After she spends this amount of money, then we know how much she has left from her original money, which is £5. So we have the second computation here. £5 take away 1.2, so she would have 3.80 pounds left. Now with this money, she wants to buy as many rulers as possible because the ruler costs 30p each. So the number of the rulers will be 3.80 divided by 30p. And these two are different units, so I would love to make it in the same units. 380p and then 30p. So we can cancel this and this. This will be equal to 38 divided by 3. So if you remember the 3 times table, it will go to 36, which is 12. So 12 times 3 is 36. There is remainder 2 here, and then over 3. That means she will buy 12 rulers, and she has a little bit of change here. 12 rulers. How much it cost actually? 12 times 30p is 360p, or we can say 3.60 pounds. From her money, 380 pounds, she spends 360 pounds. That means she has 20p left. From her last 20p, she wants to buy more pencils. So each pencil cost 8p, so 20p, the last change, and then divide by 8p, the price of each pencil. So we can simplify this fraction, 20 by 8. You can divide each number by 4. 20 divided by 4, which is 5, and then 2 here. 5 by 2 is 2.5. So she has 2 more pencils after she bought 15 pencils. So the number of pencils then 15 and 2, which is 17. And then the number of rulers, this is the rulers. So she got 12 rulers. Now let's work out 25.68 divided by 12. Some people call this the bus stop method. It looks like bus stop anyway. So 25.68 divided by 12. As you can see, with 2 divided by 12, it's not possible. So you have to go further. Take 25 then. 25 divided by 12, you have 2, you get 2. But then 2 times 12 is only 24. That means you have 1 left. So only 1 left. You can take 1 left here. So take it with 6 together, so it makes 16. 16 divided by 12, you will have 1. You get 1. So 1 times 12 is 12. That means you still have 4 left. You put it here. 4 together with 8, it makes 48. 48 divided by 12, and you know it's 4. And don't forget with the decimals, because we have the points here. The decimal, that's here. So you have 2.14. So our answer is 2.14. That's it. Now we have to work out 3/8 times 11. Okay, it seems simple, but we will see how simple it is. 3/8 times 11. So 3 times 11 is 33, and then divide by 8. So if you remember the 8 times tables, you will have the number 32. And after 32 is 40, and so on. So we will use 32 here. That means 32 divided by 8, we have 4. And then we have 1 left and 8 at the bottom. So that is the answer. Okay, question 11. We have 3 different shapes, 1, 2, 3. This triangle has perimeter 32 centimeter, and the square has perimeter 40 centimeter, and 2 sides of the shapes are put together to make a pentagon. So this one is the result of combining this one and this one. Now work out the perimeter of the pentagon. From the square, we know if it has a perimeter of 40 centimeter, that means it will be 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, and 10 here. And when they're put together to make the pentagon, we know this point and this point meet, while this point and this point meets. That means if it is 10, this will be also 10. And now, because the perimeter of this triangle is 32 centimeter, that means this side plus this side will be 32 take away 10, which is 22. We don't know yet if 22 is equal like 11, 11, or it will be 10 and 12. We don't know yet. So doesn't matter, because now we have this and this 22, and we have this 10. This is 10 and this is 10. So the perimeter will be 22 at 10 at 10 and at 10 again. And all together they will make 22, 32, 42, 52. So the perimeter of the pentagon is 52. Now let's carry on with question 12. It's quite long, so let's see one by one. We're given the information a football team has P points, and P is defined by this equation, 3W plus D. W is the number of the wins and D is number of the draws. Now, a team has 6 wins and 2 draws. How many points does the team have? So it's quite a straightforward question. So the points is P. We have the formula 3W plus D. And if they win 6 times, that means 3 times 6. And then we add D. D is the draws. The number of the draws is 2. So we have 3 times 6 is 18, and then plus 2. So the answer is 20. We put the answer here. It's 20. Now the next question is, after 33 games, a different team has 53 points. So P is equal to 53. And then 11 games were draws. That means D is equal to 11. How many games has this team lost? We don't have any formula for computing the lost, but we have the formula for computing the wins. So if we can find the wins, then later we will find out the lost. So we will use our formula, which is P equal to 3W plus D. So P, the point is 53, and 3 wins. So 3 times W, which we don't know yet, plus D. They have D 11. So 53 minus 11 is equal to 3w. So I move this 11 to the left hand side. It becomes negative. 53 take away 11, which is 42. That is 3 wins. So w is 42 by 3. 42 by 3 will be 1 and 4. So it's 14. Now, how many times they have lost? So here we have the games, number of the games, and we have number of the wins, and we have number of the lost, and we have number of the draws. So 33 games is from this information, and then the wins is 14 from this information, and then the lost we don't know yet. This is the one we are going to find out. And then the draws, number of the draws is 11. So 11 here. 33, I'll move 14 to the left, so it's minus 14, and I'll move 11 to the left as well, so it will be minus 11, and leave the lost alone here. So 33 minus 14 minus 11, what is it? It's 19, and then minus 11, still the lost. 19 minus 11 is 8. So the answer is 8 games they have lost. Question 13. We have the equation here. 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 7 is equal to 10. Yes, this is a good equation. It's correct. Then the question is, make the following calculations correct. Use only the symbols plus, minus, times, and divide, and this bracket. Okay, so here is the tips. You first need to see the result. This will be minus 4, then one of this or any of this should be minus. Then to make it minus 4, I would suggest you to take minus here to 7, and something minus 7 should be minus 4, so this all should be 3, so we can add them. So 2 add 0 add 1, which is 3, and then minus 7. 3 minus 7 is minus 4. That's it. Now second, I'll change another color. Okay, again you see the result, it's 0. The easiest way to make 0 is no addition, no subtraction, just times everything. You know why? Because this is the key. You have 0 here. You times everything with 0, then there will be 0. That's it. Now, let's change another color. So, here the result we are asked to make 2 in the power of 4. 2 in the power of 4. We have 2 here. 2 in the power of 1. So we will times with something, but be careful with 0, because if you times 2 with 0, that will be 0. So you need to put the bracket here and here and add 0 with something to make sure it won't be 0 anymore, because you don't want to get everything to be 0 at the end. So just add it. Let's check it out. 0 plus 1, it's 1, and then add 7, it's 8, and 8 is actually 2 in the power of 3. So 2 times 2 in the power of 3, that is 2 in the power of 4. Now let's continue with question 14. A number is picked at random from the first 4 prime numbers. 4 prime numbers. Okay, a number is picked at random from the first 4 square numbers. Okay, we have this key information, prime and then square. The two numbers are added to get a score. Okay, then we have to complete this table. Now with the prime numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the 4 prime numbers, 2 is prime, 3 is prime, and then the next prime number is 5. And then the square numbers, 1 is 1 square, 4 it is 2 square, it is 3 square, and then the 4 square is 16. Okay, and then the two numbers are added to get a score. So the score will be this add this. 2 add 1 is 3, 2 add 4 is 6, 2 add 9 is 11, 2 add 16 is 18. 3 add 1, 3 add 4, 3 add 9, 3 add 16, and then 5 add 1, 5 add 4, 5 add 9, 5 add 16, 21. 7 add 1, 7 add 4, 7 add 9, 7 add 16. It's 23. That's our table. It's complete. Now, what is the probability that the score is a prime number? So the score is the ones here. We pick the prime numbers. Okay, I'll change the color. Prime number. We have this one is prime number. This one is prime. 4 is not prime number. 7 is prime number. 19. Not 6, not 9, not 14, not 21, not 8, yes, 11, 16, no, 23. Okay, so the probability to have prime number in the score is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 out of 16 numbers altogether. 4 numbers, 4 numbers, 4 numbers, 4 numbers, so 16 numbers altogether. This is the probability, but we need to make it simple. So let's divide by 2. We got 3 here and 8 here. So the probability to get prime number is 3 by 8. That's it. Let's do number 15. In a school show, there's a ratio. The girls and the boys are 1 to 1. And then girls who sing and girls who do not sing is 1 by 2. So next information is 8 girls sing in the show. Okay, that will be here. How many students are in the show altogether? Because this information related to this information, so we will use this comparison first. This ratio, girls who sing, we add 8, and then the girls who do not sing, we don't know yet, so we can use a variable. Any letter is fine. I use x is 1 by 2. So I want to make it as a fraction so it's easier to work out. It's 1/2. So let's cross this. X times 1 is x, and then we cross this. 2 times 8 is 16. So x is 16. These are the girls who do not sing. Girls do not sing. Okay, and now all the girls. First computation, second computation, all girls. That means the girls who sing and the girls who don't sing, they're all together. 8 add 16 is 24. And now, because the girls and the boys, they have the same ratio, that means they have the same number. So all boys are also 24. So the question is, how many students are in the show altogether? Altogether, that is boys and girls. That is 24 plus 24, which is 48. That's it. That's the answer. Let's continue with 16. Question 16. Here we have P and Q are points in the line 3x plus 2y is equal to 6. So this is an equation for a line. Now complete the coordinates of P and Q. Well, P and Q are in this line and we are given this and we are given this as a start. So it's pretty obvious then. Let's start with P. Okay, now because P is in this line, so we can use this line equation. 3x plus 2y is equal to 6. Now in x-axis, P has 0. That means 0 is for x here, and then we don't know y yet. 3 times 0 is 0. We don't need to write anything, so it's just 2y is equal to 6. Now y is 6 divided by 2, it is 3. So P has y equal to 3. We can just write it here. Now the second point, it is Q. Okay, Q also lies here on this line. So we use this line equation as well. 3x plus 2y is equal to 6. Now we are given that y is equal to 0. That means y here is 0. So 3 times x, 3x plus 2y, because y is 0, then there will be 0. And then it is 6, stays the same. Then 3x plus 0, it doesn't mean anything, so it's still 3x. Leave x alone here, so 6 divided by 3, which is 2. So we have 2 here. Now draw the line. This is the same line as it is. For values of x from minus 3 to 3, that is from here to here. Okay, to make a line, we need at least 2 points, and we are already given these 2 points, which are P and Q. So we just put P and Q on the grid, and then we can make the line. P is 0.3, so 0.3 is here. This is for P. And then Q is 2.0. 2.0 is here. This is Q. So we can make the line. Would be a good idea if you have a ruler. I don't have a ruler here. Yeah, this is a line. Now let's continue with question 17. Circle the expression which does not simplify to y in the power of 3. Y cubic. So let's check one by one. Y times y is y squared, and then times y again, so it will make y cubical. And this one is y in the power of 4 divided by y. You know, if you divide by the same number, then the power goes down, so it again makes y in the power of 3. And this one, y squared times y, so it's also y in the power of 3. And now this one, y in the power of 6 divided by y in the power of 2, or y squared, so the power goes down from 6 to 4, so it makes y in the power of 4. So this one is the only one does not simplify to y in the power of 3. So this is our answer. But if you're curious, why is it like this? So y in the power of 6 is actually y times y times y times y times y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then at the bottom, because you divide by y squared, which is y times y, so this y cancel this y, and this y cancel this y. So these are what we have left. Y times y times y times y is y in the power of 4. This is it. Let's carry on with the next questions. 18. Write the number 6 million, 6,005,200 in standard form. Okay, first of all, we need to write it down in numbers. 6,005,000, that is 5 should be here to make 5,000, and then 200. Okay, this is our number. Then we have to write it in standard form. I hope you remember what standard form is. So in standard form, we will leave the first number alone while the rest go to the decimal place. That is the idea. So we will have, let's write it down here, 6.005200 times, you see, this is the decimal number. Initially, we don't have any decimal place here, but here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 decimal place. That means we have to times it with 6. So we will have 6.0052 times 10 in the power of 6. That's our answer. 19a. Use this data. 8 km per hour is equal to 5 miles per hour. And then to convert this number in kilometer per hour into miles per hour. Okay, I like to use this data to work with ratio. So I would say 8 km per hour divided by 5 miles per hour is equal to 96 km per hour divided by a number we don't know yet. This is what we are going to find out. And this is miles per hour. So we have this and this exactly the same, so we can just ignore them. We will continue working with the ratio. So we have 8 by 5 is equal to 69 by x. If you know this and this are related, you can divide 96 by 8. So we divide by 8, we get 1 here, and here we get 12. And the rest of the calculation is just cross multiply this to, so we have 1 times x, it is x, and we have 5 times 12, it is 60, so x is equal to 60. That is our answer. And now we're going to use the same information, this information from the previous question, to write the formula of y in terms of x. So here is x and here is y. And again, we will do the same thing. So 8 km per hour divided by 5 miles per hour is equal to, you see here, x km per hour, and this is y miles per hour. So now we're going to find out the formula of y, so we leave y alone in the left, and x will be the term to explain y. First of all, we need to get rid of this. These two are the same, so we can just ignore them. We continue working with the fractions. We have 8 by 5 is equal to x by y. Now you remember, as we did before, we cross multiply them, so 8y is equal to 5x. If we want to leave y alone here, then 8 should move to the right. So 5 divided by 8, and x stays here. That's it. That's our answer. Y is equal to 5/8 x. Yeah, we continue with number 20. Here's a circle touching a square. The area of the circle is 64. Work out the area of the circle. Okay, and we have to give our answer in terms of pi. Well, start with the first information. We have the area of the square is 64. You remember the area of the square. Okay, if the area of the square is 64, so you remember the area of a square it's the square of the sides. So if the area is 64, then it must be 8 square, isn't it? So we have this side with length 8, and this side is also 8. Now we want to work out the area of the circle. First of all, the circle has the center here. So if this is 8, because of its 8, that means the radius is 4, isn't it? So this is the radius. Okay, now the area of a circle is defined by the formula pi times r square. And we can use pi as it is, so we don't have to replace pi with any number. And then the square of the radius. The radius is 4, so it is 4 square. And we know 4 square is 16, and 16 times pi, so it's 16 pi. So that is the answer for this question. Question 21, it's a bit long. No, it's very long. Yes, but it's worth a try because it gives you 5 marks. Really amazing. Okay, let's see. Billy wants to buy these tickets for a show. So he wants to buy 4 adult tickets and 2 child tickets, okay, with each prices. And a 10% of booking fee is added to the ticket price, and then 3% is then added for paying by credit card. Work out the total charge for these tickets when paying by credit card. That means he would add 10% of the booking fee, and then he would add another 3%. Okay, let's first we work out with the prices. 4 adult tickets, that means he has to pay 4 times 15, which is 60. And then 2 child tickets, which is 10 each, so it's 20. So he has to pay both of them 80. Now we add 10% of booking fee, this. So 10% of 80, this is the second computation, this is the first computation. Let's say the second, and this is the third. All right, so we want to add 10%. What is 10% of 80? We work out this. 10% of 80. We cancel this percent with this 0 and this 0. So 1 times 8, that is 8. So he had to add 8 pounds for the booking fee. That means he has to pay 80 plus 8. That is 88. 88 pounds. And then now the second fee comes from 3% if he pays with credit card. So what is 3% of 88? It is 3% times 88. So I'll do a little bit of computation here, so you will see what I'm doing. 8 times 3 is 24. I put 2 here, and it's 24 again, so it's 26. 264. It is 264, but then it has percent on it. That means over 100. Don't forget with this equal sign. So it is 2.64. This is the extra fee he has to pay because he's paying with a credit card. So after 88, he has to pay 2.64. So at the end, he has to pay 88 plus 2.64, which is 88 plus 2, it is 90, and then the decimal is 64. So he has to pay 90.64 pounds. Pounds is here. 22. First question. We are given the formula density is equal to mass divided by volume. The mass of solid A is 6 times the mass of solid B. That means A is heavier. A is 6 times heavier. The volume of solid A is 3 times of the volume of solid B. Okay, so A is bigger. Volume says about how big it is, while mass is how heavy it is. Then we have to complete this sentence. The density of solid A is how many times of the density of solid B. Okay, we will use this formula. So the density of A, let's say dA. Now, how many times of density of solid B? We compare with the density of solid B. So we are comparing these two, mass and volume. It is mass of A divided by volume of A, and then this is mass of B divided by the volume of B. So if we write this MA divided by VA, we can use this MA divided by VA. So one at the top, one at the bottom. VA is at the bottom, and then MB, it is at the bottom. It's MB, and VB, it's the bottom of bottom. That means it goes up. VB. So we can use this information. The mass of solid A is 6 times. The mass of solid A is 6 times of the mass of solid B. Okay, this is MA, and MB stays here. And then second one, VA. Volume of solid A is 3 times of the volume of solid B. That means VA is 3 times of VB. And we have VB here. We don't do anything with VB. Now let's cross this out, and we cross this out, and we cross this out. That is 6 by 3, which is 2. So the density of solid A is 2 times the density of solid B. Well, this is how we work with algebra situation. But actually, you can also think of this problem as a very intuitive problem. If the mass is 6 times, that is very heavy, and the volume is only 3 times, which is a half of it. That means solid A is more dense. And how much dense? It is 2 times dense, because it's 6 and it is 3. Well, if you like working intuitively, then it's fine. If you want to work algebraically, then this is how I do the algebraic calculation of it. But anyway, good luck with your choice. Now the next question is still related with the previous one. So it is the ratio. Average speed is the ratio between the distance and the time. If the distance is halved, then the time is doubled. What happens to the average speed? Circle your answer. So let's see the distance here. The distance is half, so it goes down to the half distance. And then what happened with the time? The time is doubled, that is twice as the original time. As you see, 1.5, that means these two should go down here to make it a simple fraction. So it's 1 and 2 goes down, and we still have 2 here as well. So there is another 2. So we have 1 and 4. That means 1 divided by 4. Or you can say, yes, the average speed will be divided by 4. Okay, question 23. A regular polygon has an exterior angle of 20 degrees. Work out the number of sides of the polygon. Okay, because it's regular, so each angle will be the same and each side will be the same. Now, if you remember, we have formula for finding the angles of exterior and interior. I will write it down here. Then we are asked now to find the number of sides, that is n, and we are given the exterior angle, which is 20 degrees each. So exterior, we will use this formula. The exterior angle is 20 equal to 360 by n. You can just cancel this 0 and this 0. So n will be 36 divided by 2, which is 18. That's it. We have 18 sides of the polygon. Okay, question number 24. So we are given fractions and ratio. And this is ratio of fractions. Well, it looks a bit complicated, but actually it could be simple if you know the trick. So you see here, there is a fraction 1/2 and then 2/3. We can say 1/2. And then this is 2/3, but it's divided by 2/3. Instead of divide, I will change the sign into times, but then 2/3 becomes 3/2. You see, if you change this into times, and then you have to flip it from 2/3 into 3/2, like this. And x divided by 1, or x by 1, I can write x divided by 1, like this. So in the left hand side, we have 1 times 3, it is 3, by 2 times 2, it is 4. At the right hand side, we have x by 1. And again, we just cross multiply them. Cross multiply. This one goes here, this one goes here. So 1 times 3, it is 3. And then 4 times x, it is 4x. So x is simply 3/4, which is this one. Okay, number 25, we are towards the end. The table shows information about the times for 10 people to complete a task. Okay, this is a time and then the frequency. These statements are about the mean and range of the actual times. Tick the correct box for each statement. The mean could be less than 20 minutes. Okay, let's see. Mean is the average. If we see, it happens only once here, but 6 times here and 3 times here. So it's impossible to have the average in this interval. So this is impossible. It's a false statement. The mean could be more than 40. Well, yeah. As we can see here, it happens 6 times and 3 times here. So, for example, this is my number line from 20 and then 40 and then 60 here. Suppose we have all 6 frequencies around here and 3 frequencies around here, then it is possible to have the average about this position. So it could be, yes. The mean could be less than 40 minutes. Yes. If in another case, let me draw another number line. It's 20, 40, and 60. So if this 6 frequencies happens a lot here, and then these 3 frequencies happens a lot here, then the average will be about here, less than 40. So it is possible, yes. And then the next statement, the range could be more than 40 minutes. The range is the difference between the smallest data and the biggest data. So because we have 0 to 20, it is the smallest data, and then 40 to 60 is the biggest data. So the range is, let me draw another number line. This is from 0, 20, 40, 60. Range could be more than 40? Yes, I think so. Because if the first data was here and the last data was here, then the range is very big. This is the range. Let's say 50 minus 1, or 55 minus 5. Then yes, it is true. And then the next statement is, the range could be less than 40 minutes. Well, let's see. If we have this 0, 20, 40, 60 here, can we make the range less than 40? Let's say this is the smallest data, and let's say this is the biggest data, about 41. So it is 19 to 41. Then the range is very small. It's only 22. So it is possible, yes, could be less than 40. So it is possible. What about the next statement, the last one? The range could be more than 60 minutes. Well, let's see. To make the range 60, it happens if you have the smallest data is 0 and the biggest data is 60, but still it's only 60 in the range. So it could be more than 60? No way. It can't be. Alright, 26. Write 36 as a product of prime factors. Do you know what are the prime factors of 36? Let's see. So this is 36. If I divide by the first prime number, divide by 2, you got 18. Let's divide 18 by 2. It's a simplest prime number again. So you got 9. Can you still divide by 2? No. At least 3. So you have 3 here. And then that's it. So these are all the prime factors of 36. You have 2, 2, 3, 3. So you can write 2 in the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 2. Or you can say 2 squared times 3 squared. That's it. Question 27. Circle the value of cos 90 degree. Okay, cos, if you remember the trigonometry, we have sinus, we have cosinus, and then we have tangents. Okay, let me just talk about these two, sinus and cosinus, and we remove this tangent. Yes, so for the sinus, we have this starting from 0, goes up and down, down again, and up back to 0. So this is the cycle of sinus. 360 degree here, this is the half, so it's 180, and then this is half of 180, which is 90. Now, what about the cosinus? For the cosinus, we have it started from 1, goes down to 0, down again and back, and then go back to 1 again. So this is 1, this is 0, this is minus 1. Alright, this is a cycle for cosinus, 33 degree, and this is the half of the cycle, so it is 180, and this is the quarter of the cycle, half of 180, it is 90 here. So you are asked now the value of cosinus of 90 degree, so it should be here, so it's 0. Question 28, and this is the last question in this paper. So how to solve these simultaneous equations? We have two equations, so we have to find what is x and what is y. Okay, let's see. From these two equations, we have 1y here, minus 1y here, and 1x here. So if you just add these two equations together, you will have 2x plus 1x, which is 3x, and then 1y plus minus y, that is 0. Do you know why is that? Because y minus y is 0. So it is y add minus y, that is 0. And then equal sign, don't forget equal sign, equal sign. So 18 plus 6, it will be 24. Okay, now 3x plus 0, it's still 3x. It's equal to 24. So x is simply 24 divided by 3, which is 8. So our x is 8. And what is y then? Let's take one of these. You can actually choose. If you like this equation, you take this one. I like this equation because it's very simple, so I take the second one. So x minus y is equal to 6. We got x here. X is 8, so we can replace it by 8. Minus y is 6. Now let's leave y alone. So 6 still here, and 8 move here, so it's minus 8. Minus y is equal to minus 2. 6 take away 8, it's minus 2. So we want to cancel this negative sign and negative sign. So we have y is equal to 2. That's our answer.